Guitar Stories Podcast, your number one show for everything guitar.
Hello. Can anyone else hear Andy? Because I cannot. I did hear the track of the intro basically, but I cannot hear Andy. Andy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
There you go. Hello.
I don't know why, but the system crashed earlier. It crashed for Dan. It crashed for me. And now we're season 3 with a technical issue. And back to normal, I'd say. We've got 2 of these on the screen. We don't need those 2. We already have a super chat, though, Dan. We were going to put a bet on to whether we got a super chat tonight. And we've already got one.
Wow.
Thank you, Michiel. That's your season 3 entry ticket. There it is, a €3. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Does that mean for every season we do... Right, we're going to skip to like season 10 or something. We do like 1 episode per season.
Very
and
good.
get to 50 as quick as possible. Hopefully you can see and hear us well. If you've joined us from the Ottawa video, then welcome. If you've just joined us just, for the normal way, then welcome also.
Episode 49, Andy, by the way.
49, dude.
The big 50 is right before us, so...
Right around the corner. Yeah. And
right around the corner.
Have we got some magic stuff planned for you? Have we got some magic stuff planned?
I don't know.
I might be in England for the stream next week.
Oh, wow, that is magic.
So that's kind of magic. Be magic if the internet gets over the English channel.
Did you hear that the British guys are trying to go back to the old pounds measurements, so get away from kilos and grams and stuff like that?
No.
Yeah. They want to reestablish everything. They get rid of the European like CE signs and all that stuff, and now they want to go back to old measures too, which I find kind of interesting to say the least.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of interesting, are we sure it's episode 49? Because apparently it says 48 in the title.
No, that's because you apparently chose the wrong episode then.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll just go and change that. I mean, I did change it. It just means that I copied the episode number from the previous episode.
Yeah, well. I mean, wait a sec, because if you like take the prelude to season 3 into consideration, then it's episode 49. If you just continue from where we left off without 60 cycle hum, there you go. Yeah. So technically you're right, but
because I looked at it, I thought that's definitely the last stream we did, and I thought I'm sure we did something, something quite monumental in between then and now, and no, monumental. Yeah. I had something to say and I've forgotten what it is. Something important.
How are you, my friend? This is the most important.
Yeah, I'm working my fingers to the bones. So much so that I actually have proper calluses for playing guitar on my finger. You know how YouTubers complain that they spend... Sorry, I can't stop looking at your mic stand. It's hilarious.
You know what? It's that clamp right here. It's kind of loose.
All that money, and you can't tighten up a little flathead screw. If you get a little, 5-cent coin or something, that'll do it. Pablo9365, this is indeed completely live. You're now on the screen. So don't feel sorry for me, Rax FX. I'm having a great time playing guitar and not actually editing video. I'm also editing video, but also playing guitar. I found the secret, Dan, is to not sleep. It's great.
Oh, that is good. That saves you 8 hours at least. Or at least, 7, 6, kind of.
I'm getting a solid 5 to 6 hours a night, or 4 to 6.
Right.
Depending on.
Much better. Steve Vai saved my life.
Good.
So.
How are you, my friend?
Oh, good, excellent. Pretty stressful couple days and weeks, but overall, I really enjoyed what was going on. We had a blast at 42 Gear Street, and then I took some vacation, so I spent time with the family. And then I came back to all this gloriness, and we had a nice release. It's still moving slightly anyways. We had a nice release that we're going to talk about later. And I was looking forward to this episode. Actually, we were missing out 1 or 2 dates already. So, a lot happened. I mean, especially with the kids going to school for the first time. Your son?
Actually, that's what I was going to say, Dan. Thank you for giving me that little segue. You know how when you take the summer off after, you're at school and then you're off for summer holidays and then you go back to school and you've forgotten how to write, and you're like, why isn't my hand working?
Really?
Did that never? Oh, of course it didn't happen to you,
no.
Dr. Dan.
No.
All right, people that
I forgot how to calculate. Really, I forgot how to do the basic math stuff.
Okay, so basically you go back to school and you've forgotten how to do something that you were doing every day 6 weeks before. That's how I feel about this podcast right now. I haven't got a clue what button does what. I know this button does this.
Wow.
So that's just to boost our egos just a little bit. I want to say we've got a new stream boss. It is Adam, also known as Hop Pole Studios, our good friend. Super chat to support from our future special guest. That's right, everybody. You got to pay to get on the show these days.
Adam laid down some solid grooves during Gear Street, so
heck yes.
Thank you again for that. That was cool.
Yeah. In fact, Dan, did you see the video that Henny released about not being snobs and it featured the footage from the jam session?
I did, and I absolutely loved it. Actually, I was talking to him the other day, and I wanted to bring that up, but I forgot about that. So thanks for making that a topic at the very beginning. I really liked it because when we were there, we were kind of confronted with the reality. Everyone was talking about millimeters and tone woods and tubes and amps and all that stuff and IR loads and all that, all the fancy stuff that is so much fun to talk about. That then you're at a gig and there's that what was it? V-amp in a old using Kettner transistor. But that's reality. So
it is reality, and it didn't stop any of the fun. And I'm now just if you haven't seen Henning's video, then we're giving you kind of the highlight here, and the highlight is that music should be fun, and we often talk about that on the show. And yes, it's kind of Dan's job and my job to look at the little intricacies of gear and say, this is what this gear is, that's what that's one, that's the new release, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, it's to make music with. And if you're doing that, then you're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a gig. I played a gig on Saturday.
The wedding gig.
The wedding gig. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a gig, is it? It's a wedding. So, but, in my mind, it's a gig. It was, I know they don't listen and watch, so I can say it. It was a beautiful wedding, stunning. It was a castle. There's a castle 4 minutes from my house that I didn't know existed. I drove down this back street and I was like, oh my goodness. Well, that's not exactly what I said, but it was words like that on the PG version. A castle with a proper moat, ducks, possibly crocodiles. I didn't see them, but also did not see them. And I sat up and we sang and played. That was wonderful. I forgot to put a battery in my Taylor guitar, so I had to make sure that was strummed loudly. Why have we got so many overlays here? Hang on. Sorry, just sorting out the screen. And then we went to the wedding in the evening where I was booked as Hintergrund music, as we all know, is background music. And no, that's not what they wanted. They wanted party, party, party. And I had some background music that suddenly turned into how many rock and roll songs can you play with 3 chords?
Great.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful.
Yeah, if you got to cover both segments, you got to do the dinner kind of background music, and you also have to kind of make them want to skydive and rock out the whole night. I think that's.
Oh no, they didn't
stressful.
want any background music. That was all cancelled. They want dancing music from the start for 4 hours. So luckily, I had a friend play with me, Steve, and he is also very adaptable. And we had a great time. It was quite a challenge. We played several songs, like 10-minute versions, like the sort of 24-inch record version.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was quite a challenge. But to talk about the music again, it was so much fun, dude, to be back playing. I just had a blast. I also had a blast watching Steve's fingers just sort of fall off his hand because he hasn't played that much guitar recently. And if anybody here that plays electric then moves on to acoustic, you'll know that moving on to acoustic is suddenly you think, oh, my fingers don't work. I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Let's see the chat. Valeria, no, we did not play Wonderwall.
Wait, did you or did you? No, we did not play.
No, we did not.
Okay.
But I would have had I remembered that the song existed. We also did not play Smoke on the Water puzzle. We did play Blue Suede Shoes for at least 12 minutes while some drunk people danced and didn't notice. It was great. Yeah, so I'm so glad to be back on the show, Dan. I have missed this.
Yep.
I've missed you.
Same here.
I've missed everybody in the chat. Although we did do that episode where we're actually in the same room at the same time, and I forgot about it and got the name wrong for this show. So
this was probably because we were facing too much 60-cycle hum during that episode.
Yeah, I don't know how he made it in there.
I don't know. I know.
We've got a question from King Copycat, who I've noticed has been popping up on the channel a lot recently. So welcome, King Copycat. Your name is lots of fun to say. Is Wonderwall an essential song to learn? Absolutely. And ignore all the jokes and all the memes and stuff. I love Wonderwall. I grew up with it. It's one of my favorite songs in the world. And damn well I will play it if I want to.
There's that nice meme, where one person is asking the other one, could you please stop to play Wonderwall? And then he replies, I said maybe. That's a classic, right?
Memes are so much funnier when you speak them.
Yeah, they're not.
We should have audio memes rather than drawings and stuff. I could do audio memes. What are you drinking, Dan? Well, hang on, what are you about to pop a top on?
That is hemp cola. I found that today. Actually, like cannabis Coke, but it's like legal. You can buy that without being arrested. So
this episode's about to take a big turn. Right, everybody, get your super chats in now. If we get 20 euros in super chats, Dan will drink all the drink in one go.
Oh wait, no, it's not going to happen. All right.
Basil, an audio meme is called a joke. Why is that so funny?
I don't know. It's like a good song. A good song will also work on acoustic guitar, and I think a good meme will also work as an audio explanation, right?
The audio meme is a joke.
That's t-shirt material, right?
It is. Thank you, Basil. Thank you, everybody. Okay, I've missed this too much. I don't know. I'm trying to squeeze in all the things I've missed. Cranar is here, our new friend Cranar, who we met in person at Gear Street. Here's a lesson for everybody watching and listening. Cranar came to Gear Street as a YouTuber because in the live stream he said, "Can I come to Gear Street?" And it was like, yeah, okay. So yeah, you don't ask, you don't get. That's the story there. Dan's off camera. What's he doing? Is he?
I'm not just replacing the screen so I can look straight at you.
Okay. Oh, you've gone all potato quality now. I hate it when that happens.
It will go. It will go.
Yeah.
Back
Internet update, by the way, for season 3. I would kind of promised everybody that I would have fiber optic by this time. Ain't happening. Ain't
So
happening
how
until
long?
2020.
How long?
2022, they say.
All right, and then it's 4K, Andy.
2022. And then it's screw 4K. Let's go 8K.
So why am I potato quality now? I didn't do anything.
You must have stood up and displaced the internet in Germany.
Yeah, obviously.
Like the old TVs when you put the aerials around and anyway.
It's so good.
Let's just have a moment of silence for the episodes that didn't happen. Hey.
Okay.
That's enough.
All right.
DJ horn as well. I've missed that button. People stop flexing your internet speeds in the chat. That's just not fair. Not fair. Right, well, we've got some news. We've got some, I had internet problems as well. Basically, nothing's changed for season 3. It's still all the same. In fact, I didn't even set the news up because OBS wasn't working again. So I'll just do it now as we're talking, And what I'll do is I'll do that thing where I don't mention it at all, and nobody will know that I didn't prepare it.
Wow,
how's that?
That's a good strategy.
Is that fine by you, Dan? Just don't mention
Absolutely.
it, and we'll get away with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Any questions in the chat? Because I'm doing what's calling stalling, but also I'm genuinely interested to know how the chat people are tonight or today. Hot Pole has 1 million billion internets. Thank you, dude. Thank you, mate.
Lovely.
No news is good news. Buzzle is on it tonight. I don't know what. Buzzle is just tickling me something silly. More the Saints, no complaints. King Copycat has over 9,000. Joshua Tamberg, favourite Telecaster mod? I can answer that. Can I answer that, Dan?
Sure.
All right. This is coming in the video soon. This is my 90s Telecaster that I was bought by my father in 1990. And you might notice that the plate on the bottom is reversed. So I've got the switch on the right-hand side as the player, and then the volume on the left-hand side and the tone in the middle. And what that allows me to do is to do some easy volume swells and stops me accidentally switching pickups when I smash the heck out of the guitar. That's my favorite Telecaster mod. It's also super simple to do.
Yeah, and it makes total sense.
Yeah, there's actually I can't think of his name. It's certainly not my idea, but one of the most famous session telly players did it. Like that was the first thing he did with all his tellies.
Huh, that's interesting. Was it like in terms of modding the guitar? Was this like a big work to do they have to change like the routing or anything, or was this just kind of
for this mod
a little bit here and there? Yeah,
no soldering. Yep. All you have to do is assuming you have enough cable inside, take the plate out, then take the volume pot and switch it with the treble with the tone pot, and then you just reverse the plate. That's it. Done.
Oh, that's cool. It's something that I never liked about the telly. To be honest, not telly fan anyway. So, but that's cool. Makes complete sense.
It does.
What did I say?
You said you weren't a telly fan.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I don't mind. Actually, I've been really into Strats lately, which we'll get onto in a bit. Just want to bring up Tobias's comment that says, "Hey Andy, wanted to say thank you again. More than 9 months without a band rehearsal during COVID. Ouch. Your videos didn't let my interest in music and gear die. That's good, but 9 months without a rehearsal, that sucks."
Tough.
Favorite amount of decibels, Dan? What's your favorite amount of decibels?
25.
Good number.
Yeah. I think 25. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. What about you?
69.
Also a very good number. Cheers.
Should we do the news? Because one has prepared the news.
Okay.
I think because Ecamm did crash earlier when I did what I'm about to do. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we still have a show in a moment. We're going to have our first musical sting of the evening, Dan. Here we go.
All right. All right. So we're in the news segment, and I'm currently alone on the screen because Andy is completely black. Hey, hello, Andy. Welcome back. Now we can hear you. At least I can't.
Oh my goodness, why is that? So I
Welcome
don't know.
back.
Thanks very much. Thanks. I enjoyed the little break. It was necessary. There's a big picture of NAMM, Dan.
Yeah. Why is that?
Go on then. Because there was a NAMM, and then there may not be a NAMM.
Kinda, but the story is a little bit more interesting because like I think now it's already a couple of weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, we were receiving rumors very early in the morning about NAMM kind of being canceled, but like nobody would really comment on that. So it went back and forth, and some companies would exchange with each others, and the YouTubers would exchange, and then all of a sudden kind of it substantiated, and the NAMM Association kind of decided to delay the NAMM show. And this is not exactly news, it's more like old, but it's got some like severe implications for us. And actually, I thought it was a little bit late to kind of announce that the delay, because I think a lot of companies were already kind of preparing releases and were booking flights and accommodations and all that stuff. So that was kind of late. But I think from a health perspective, considering the pandemic and how everything goes and how hard it is at the moment to kind of get entry into the States, I think it was kind of a reasonable decision. But yeah, well, it leaves us with a lot to discuss. What do you think?
I just want to bring up the fact that I called Henning 2 days before it was announced that NAMM was moved to May, and we booked our tickets and our rooms and everything. So Henning and I are potentially still going to California in January because we booked some flights and a car and a room. And I said, hey, let's be super efficient this year. Let's book it up. He said, no, let's do it next week. I said, come on, let's do it. Let's get it done, Mr. German. Let's be super efficient for once. And we did it. And then 2 days later, it was cancelled. So it might still happen because we've got some cheers. We've got some other plans, but yeah, I've never been so efficient in my life, and it's come. Just be normal, Andy. Stop being something you're not, Andy. Just be the person that books everything last minute, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah, I can so see like a couple episodes in Disneyland, like Galaxy's Edge. One episode where Henning is kind of going mad about how bad the Mandalorian is. One episode where you two fly the Millennium Falcon. I think
doing
that would
that.
make for
I'm also going to
content.
build a lightsaber.
But that's expensive as hell, boy. That's
I don't know.
expensive.
Henning's got loads of money.
All right, it's on him.
Henning's loaded. Ah. I didn't mention anything about paying. It's fine. It's his idea.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to NAMM anyway.
All right. I'm looking forward to the video where you're in front of the main building and the doors are closed.
Just so you know, this is the only time that I will be mentioning the fact that I know that NAMM doesn't exist, because for the rest of the time I'm keeping up the premise that I think it's still happening.
Awesome.
And hang on, Valeria says $120. That's not that expensive. I mean, that is a lot of money, but according to Valeria, and I have no reason not to trust Valeria. So that's
right. Yeah.
That's acceptable,
All
I'd
right.
say.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm allowed to say this because I'm totally independent. I don't like the way NAMM said that because of COVID we're stopping this. it's very much linked to the fact that they didn't have enough companies registering, but they didn't mention that anywhere, as far as I know. So,
Yeah.
come on, NAMM. Come on, tell the truth.
I mean, they kind of wrapped it up in other words, because how should companies kind of spend several tens of thousands of euros to book a booth when they don't even know if their employees are going to be able to get into the country? I mean, that doesn't make any sense, right?
Nope. What kind of idiot would just book tickets?
Yeah, like the PV booth at Summer NAMM, where you had like just a table with a QR code.
Yeah. Although,
cool.
though technically, forgive me, PV, if you're listening, but PV don't get a lot of media coverage, and they're not exactly hot topics, I would argue. And I think they got more media coverage by having nothing than by having something. That's just my opinion.
That's one perspective, but on the other hand, it's a lot of money being wasted just for an empty table with a QR code on it, right?
Yeah, but I think people would have gone, "Oh, look, PV, great, cheers." But then they went, "Oh, look, PV, ha ha." I think it brought them to the front of the conversation.
Yeah, at least for one day.
For one day, yeah.
Yeah.
So Southern California,
yeah,
Anaheim Convention Center, June 3rd to 5th, 2022. The NAMM show, which Henning warns me is not a nice place to be in June because it's so hot.
Okay.
I've never been there in June. Is anyone right now in California or near California in the chat? Let me know what it's like in June, or if you've been there in June. It's just before my birthday, so that would be nice to go there for a little bit.
On the other hand, the question will be like, how much will be there to be seen? Because the ramifications that kind of delay brings about is that product releases will be staggered throughout the whole year. So I highly doubt that companies will kind of hold back new products just for that June release. I really
agree.
don't see it, because like this is releasing a product right before the summer break. This is where, and again, you're sharing the attention during NAMM show. So I mean, in January, everyone is kind of already primed to expect that something big is happening, and they're checking out the brands, etc. But it's right when the summer is starting, when people want to go out, and I don't see it, the summer NAMM. I mean, from a business perspective, for export business and meeting your business partners, it might make sense, but from a release standpoint, I don't see it. I don't see it
either. And I can sort of confirm the sort of things you're saying, because as a YouTuber, as a guitar gear YouTuber, I am busier than a hive full of bees who are very busy. I am one of what I do is one of the outlets that the brands are releasing their products through now. In fact, I did one today, which we'll talk about in a moment, and I did one the other day. It's huge, and NAMM is kind of making itself passé. It's kind of not necessary anymore. The only thing I would say is necessary is the social side. And I'm sure you'll agree that the Gear Street event, the social side of that was absolutely necessary, and there's nothing like sharing a hot tub with several grown men.
Greetings to Brown and Hop Hole Studios. What happens in the pool stays in the pool, but still, that was a lovely time.
I don't think what's in that pool will ever come out of that pool. Honestly, it's never going to come out, no matter how much you clean it. Right, let's do some more news. Another event,
Music China, and this is like
China.
Also a big surprise. China, yeah. Usually that was supposed to happen in October, and now Music China in Shanghai has been moved to January 2022. So they're kind of taking the NAMM spot. And they're hoping for the best to kind of be then aligned with what the Chinese government is kind of offering them in terms of how they will let people in, or how they what kind of measures for hygiene they're kind of realizing on the spot. And they say like they want to have extra hygiene measures like face recognition, temperature scans. That's something where I already had a very interesting experience at the Chinese airport when I had a food poisoning, and they were kind of picking me out because I had like slightly higher temperature because of the food poisoning, and they wouldn't let me. So I had to explain, all the backstories, and then finally I was able to get into the country. But it's effective. It has already proven effective at the airport, at least in my case. So I think they will probably nail it. And they have a lot of experience in dealing with a lot of people. You can see it from, I think, the second image already shows how many people there actually are. And so if someone can make it and can make that like a smoothly organized and smoothly running event, I'm pretty sure the Chinese will be able to do so.
Sorry, people messaging me asking if the show's live. Are you podcasting tonight? Just look on the channel, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Goodness. Oh, no. But I've never been to China. It's something I'd love to do. One of the many places on Earth I'd like to visit. Number one on that list, in case anyone's wondering, is Hawaii. That's my number one destination I've always wanted to go to, Hawaii. So if anyone can make that happen, that would be nice. Thank you.
Maybe you need to find a nice ukulele company that invites you for a factory visit.
It's a good idea. And my entire family.
Well, no charge for the video. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll discount it. 50% off. Never work for free, Dan. Not if you're good at something.
I hear you. All right. Yeah, well, these are the news.
Yeah, that's the news.
Music China has been moved. NAMM has been delayed. They say that NAMM, like if everything runs like smoothly, vaccination is continuing successfully, and Corona can be kind of eliminated, or at least pushed away from the map, then they are trying to establish it again in winter 23. But as for now, 22, no NAMM, no like big product news release mid-January. So that'll be kind of sad time. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will miss that, where every day in the morning, bam bam, you get some news. Did you check out this guitar? Did you check out this guitar? Wow, that's kind of highlight, at least for the gear nut.
Absolutely. Right? It is nice to have it all what's the word? All there's a word. I'll think of it. It'll come back. The word is to do like museums. Curated. Thank you very much, Andy. Wow. All curated. Yeah. Sorry. Since I don't do the podcast, I don't talk to anybody, actually. There's no need to actually... I just talk to this camera over here. In fact, I should put like goggle eyes on that camera, just so it makes it a bit friendly.
How's Bob, by the way?
Bob's doing well. He's down there. You'll see him in a moment when we're on full screen. He's lost his hair. Lost his hair a while ago, but I've chosen not to replace it. It's too much kerfuffle. Kerfuffle. Yes.
All right. Well,
would you like to talk about your gear stings? Gear stings? Gear pick things. I can't speak.
This is going so well tonight.
Is that hemp drink also going down the cable towards me? Because it seems like I'm the one that's getting a little bit loose.
No.
Okay. Right then. Dan's not pick of the street, but pick of the week.
Dan's pick of the week. Dan's pick of the week.
All right.
Oh, I've missed that.
Oh, I didn't mention the I word tonight.
I've gone again. What I word?
Yeah. Ibanez. Hey, lovely. So, big release. And actually, it was a pity that we had to skip an episode, because on the day of the release, we actually had Tomo Fujita scheduled. So we're definitely making up for that with an upcoming episode to welcome not just John Mayer's former guitar teacher, but also the guy that consulted the the Japanese at Hoshino about what a good beginner's guitar should all be about. And look what we got here: the AZES.
Well, if you're gonna flex, then so am I.
Yeah. You got the purest blue, am I right? There
I got the
it
purest
is.
blue. And one of you
I think
is
that's
yours
the
also
first.
purest blue? No, I
Nope,
can't.
This is mint green. This is mint green.
Due to our oh yeah, I can see it's different, but due to the white balances on our cameras, they look similar.
Yeah, kinda. Yep. No, but AZES. I think we. Whoops, the mic is gone again. I think we talked about that already at Gear Street, and there are a couple videos floating around. So I think the release was pretty successful. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite releases for the whole year. Because that was supposed to be released even a little bit earlier, but due to COVID got delayed a little bit. But man, I'm in love with these guitars. It's just like everything that you would expect from an AZ, but super accessible. And yeah, we talked about the specs and all that stuff. You can look that up on the website. I'm just saying it's a great guitar with super nice access. They feel comfortable. They have the dynamic switching on them, which
And that's your time up, Dan. Thank you very much.
Oh,
for
I'm
entering.
sorry.
You'll be back next
No.
week with some more Ibanez plugs.
No, what's your experience? Like, you had some time with them.
Yeah.
If you
my
had to describe
experience
them in 2 sentences,
must buy.
that's
That's
2 words.
Well, you said 2, and then I expected the word sentence. You must buy it. Go out now. No. Hard to beat. Great entry-level guitar. There. That's not too gushing, because there are other great entry-level guitars on the market. However, at this price, I don't know if... I mean, how close are these? Are these pre-production, like the one I'm holding right now? Is that a pre-production, or is that...
That's actual production.
Okay, because the neck is beautiful. It's just gorgeous. And that's the most important part for me. It's if I was a beginner guitar player, if I was going to pick up my first guitar, I would be very, very lucky to have this.
That's the point. I think we grew up with like horrible beginners guitars. I remember my first Squier Stage Master guitar. I saved up a lot of money for that guitar, and that played incredibly bad. It had a rocking tremolo.
Rock Crusher? No, what was your band called?
Rock Scratcher. Yeah, correct.
Rock Scratcher.
Yeah, but then
Scratcher!
but later, yeah. But then I got the first AS 160, and that was a much better guitar because it didn't have it had a vintage tremolo, so it was less prone to kind of being out of tune. And you don't buy guitars, cheap guitars with tremolos. But this is like,
No.
if I'd been able to purchase a guitar like that where the tremolo can actually be used, I think that would have saved a lot of nerve-wracking experiences. Are you able to play the video? Because one of our artists
hang on. Yeah.
created an amazing video, which is basically AZES in a nutshell.
This should work. I was just worried about it crashing because we had an issue before. I think it will be fine. We might suddenly disappear, so let's see what happens.
Yeah. Gosh, I love this video. I must have watched it 20 times already.
Yeah? I'm not sure how to get this back to full screen now. Oh, that's left it.
Damn, we broke it. Yeah.
Oh, there we
he's
go.
like some behind the scenes info. We had one guy who was playing, the German show The Supertalent. He was playing, he's usually playing like the high-end gem style RG guitars, and he wasn't able to take guitars and had some issues with it. So I told him, you know what, I'm going to send you one of the AZES and give it a shot with it. And he played the whole show. So
wow,
with a $299 guitar, and this is something that's incredible. Even and the guy Rene Liedke, by the way, thanks a lot, Rene, for that great video. Like I said, I must have watched it 20 times already. These dudes, they produce videos, they are playing with it, they are teaching their students, they're showing them the guitar because they think it's a great instrument, and that's why I'm so behind it. If the guitar wouldn't be that cool, I wouldn't pitch it that way, and I wouldn't kind of rub it.
It is a
into
very cool
everyone,
guitar.
under
I mean,
everyone's
you're definitely in work mode now, so we're gonna have to move on. But yeah. There we go. Hang on.
I'm fine with that.
It's a great
We've got
guitar. And just forget the fact that it's an Ibanez. The guitar world is very lucky to have a guitar like that on the market. Because
and actually,
there's a question actually from somebody, Robot Master Switch. There we go. Will the AZ take over the Pacifica series? I compared that with Lee Fuge at Gear Street, and they're both great
very
guitars.
different, right?
Very different.
Actually, I like the tones on the Pacifica too. You had some great tones.
The Pacifica really surprised me. I thought it was like I thought they'd just stopped making them. I know they hadn't stopped making them, but I thought they'd stopped making them relevant. But yeah, the guitar world. What a great time to be a guitar player. That's all I'll say.
That's a perfect resume. That's perfect.
Would you like to do your second place?
Absolutely.
Second pick?
Absolutely, yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say? There's a time and place, what?
Yeah, for every piece of gear, depending on what style you're playing and what your tonal preferences. I can highly recommend the video that Andy shot with Lee, because it kind of shows like where both guitars excel. What the Pacifica can do, what the AZES can do. Both great guitars. So pick your poison.
There you go. There he is.
Oh boy, that's too many strings. But
Mr. John Petrucci is on screen currently. If you're listening to the audio version,
yeah, I'm super bad now. I kind of unlearned how to do the audio style. So the release of the Man Majesty 8 kind of broke the internet. Like when that guitar was released, like everyone in the forums went completely nuts. I think a lot of people were actually waiting for that being released because John kind of teased it already, and Valeria Petrucci. Yeah, and it's an exclusive run of only 100 pieces. So that thing, I think, was sold out within 15 minutes or so, if I'm correct.
Wow.
And it's expensive. I think that.
Did you see the post that? Sorry, Dan. Sorry. Carry on.
Of course. No, all good. It's expensive, but it's like a kind of first release, limited release. They're all signed. They come in the OG color that the first JP6 got released by Man in Mystic Dream. And it's super cool to see that they kind of went with the multi-scale and with a new bridge, a fixed bridge. So, yeah. You wanted to ask a question, Andy?
Yes. Did you see the post that Chipson made on Instagram?
Oh, yes, I did.
If you haven't, you don't know who Chipson are, then go on Instagram and look up Chipson, and they make some of the most hilarious guitar-related posts in the world, and they do it consistently and pretty much daily, which is ridiculous. Their turnover of great content, they very rarely miss. And they did this picture, which is basically the picture we've got on screen right now, but with John Petrucci's beard just taking over the whole screen. And yeah,
and it was titled The Careless Whisker.
The Careless Whisker. It's just a matter of time. It's so John, make it happen. I think John looks a lot like Rob Chapman. There's a look to them that they could be sort of like cousins.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to distinguish where the beard ends and where the actual like hair starts.
Yeah. But yeah, cracking guitar. We've got a few more pictures for the people watching the video version.
Like I said, I think it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see that they came up with a new hardware for it. So it's kind of it's an angled fixed bridge. I think they've got the Petrucci signature DiMarzio pickups. I think it's the Dreamcatcher, and I can't remember the second one. Yeah, and apart from that, it's like the original Majesty construction, neck crew construction. They're all signed on the cavity.
I'm not really much of a Majesty fan or a Dream Theater or Petrucci fan, to be honest. Mainly just because I haven't had the time to explore that style of music. But I understand from the style of music he plays, the guitar must be an absolute engineering miracle, because
it looks like a sports car, right?
Yeah, it really, really does. Yeah, it's not for me, but I can see there's a quality instrument.
Yeah, and you gotta give Petrucci kudos for kind of pushing the envelope to of the ergonomic design of the guitar. When he started, with Ibanez, he kind of started with an RG that turned into the JPM model, and then with the Music Man guitars, he kind of reapproached everything and kind of came up with the bevel on the upper part of the body, which I found at that time was absolutely unique and kind of as new as, let's say, the monkey grip on the Jam. So, but that had actually a function above and beyond just spinning around your guitar. That felt super comfortable. And from there, I think with every iteration of the JP model, and there have been dozens, I mean, literally dozens of different JP models, but every iteration had something kind of unique, and it somewhat culminates in the Majesty 8. That is, like I said, it looks like a sports car, or it looks as if it could go to the moon and come back.
I'd love to have a lesson on how to play it. Not just the Petrucci style, but on the 8-string. I'm still. I understand the concept. I know it's not a thousand ways different. It's just my fingers have learned almost how to play a 6-string. So yeah, the 8-string.
I think it's like a new instrument, right?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah. Do you think that guitar will make it into the regular catalog? Like, will that be a staple for next year? Maybe in another, like, kind of more easy to apply and a little bit cheaper color, or maybe even as a Sterling version?
They could wipe the floor if they did a Sterling version of that. I played some Sterlings at Gear Street, and they were really phenomenal. Really, really enjoyed them. Really. So I don't know I think if the demand is there, yes, but I'm not sure if Ernie Ball Music Man is. I don't want to say they're not listening, but I want to say if they're that adaptable. That's only from hearsay. So I don't deal with them at all, but I know that they have kind of, I don't know, I don't see them that adaptable. I'd like to see it happen because, more guitars, but
more guitars, more better.
Yeah. Can we play my pick now?
Was it that was my second?
Can we do my pick now?
Sure. Okay.
Pick of the week.
It's my pick of the week, and I need to change that camera because you can't see me. There I am. Hello.
You got a crush on that amp, right?
I love the look of orange amps. If you're listening, the orange Super Crush 100 is my first pick of the week. In fact, maybe Charlie Cooper will join us at some point. Charlie from Orange. I knew this was being released because I'm friends with Charlie from Orange, and he sent me some samples and sent me Adrian playing it, and I learned what was going on inside. And then I watched, when it was released, I watched Colin Scott's video, and it seems to do the job. It's a transistor amp. It's not a valve amp. Oh, yes. So there's several models. There's not just one. There's two. Sorry, there's the combo version and the head version. Because the transistor amps, they're super light, and they're JFET. There's 2 channels. Hang on, I'm asking questions when I should be giving facts. But it's 100 watts Class AB power amp section which I know Adrian, the amp designer from Orange, is very good at doing, because that's the difference between something sounding responsive like a guitar amp or non-responsive like a Class D PA speaker, for example. So it's got all these things ready for gigging. It's got a balanced XLR out for recording. We're going straight to a mixing desk. The balancing out includes a cab sim, so you're already covered for that. I don't know if you can switch it off. Effects loop, as you'd expect. It's got a Celestion G12H150 speaker, which is the G12H is one of my favorite speakers. The 150, I think, I have in a cab somewhere. I don't know where. But yeah, I urge you to go and check out the demos. I urge you to go and listen and watch Colin Scott's video. It's brilliant. It comes in orange and black, so technically there are 4 amps, which is why I said several earlier, but really it's 2 models. But I don't know why you'd want that in black.
Yeah, because subtlety.
Thank you, Adam. The 150 is the redback. Cheers. Yeah, subtlety, but look at it. It's bright orange. And
yeah,
I don't know.
subtlety.
It's so iconic.
Is it like a top only, like head only, or does it also come as a combo?
Yeah, there's a combo. Thanks for listening. There's another shot of the... There it is. Hang on. Where's the combo? There's the combo.
All right.
So, yes, combo. It's going to be super light.
Image.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, it was on the website.
Yeah.
But Orange take really strange angle photos. The photos that Orange take of their amps are often very strange angles. From having done this show for a while and using Orange stuff, the angles always seem to be slightly different.
Huh. All right. So what you said, you already kind of tested the amp or some prototypes of it?
No. I have not tested it. I have not played it. Okay. But Charlie was kind enough to share some details with me before the release. Interestingly, the price, the head is $499 and the combo is $699. So not super cheap, but not super expensive either. I think what it's aiming for is to replace a tube amp. So it's not trying to do everything like a Katana or a Mustang or one of those sorts of things. It's supposed to be taking place of a tube amp, but it's lighter and more modern. Whether it can do it, I don't know, but Colin Scott says that it can.
All right. Yeah, Michiel is asking a question: why would Orange make angle photos? I think the question would be, why would Engel ever make Orange photos?
Oh God, he's referring to your joke on the last podcast about the angle. That's a callback.
No. He's referring to what you said. You said Orange is always using strange angles.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's Andy's second breakdown. Yeah, thanks, Michiel. Thanks for messing with my mind. All right, I'm going to pick my next thing. I'm going to move on quickly because I haven't actually tried that amp, but I have tried this. Well, not this exactly, but one of these. You probably don't know what this is if you're looking at it, that Fender have released a new guitar, Dan. Are you aware of this? Have you seen it anywhere on the internet?
I would be lying if I said I didn't see it, because it was basically everywhere. Like for the past week, you could barely unsee this. And for some finishes, I gotta say they really nailed it. Andy did a great video on the what's the color called? Red kind of
I want to say faded, but it's not. It's aged. Aged. Where is it? Aged candy apple red. I've got it behind me. Hang on, I'll grab it.
All right,
Can't
cool.
hear you
So
right
this
now.
is like, no worries. So this is the Fender Player Plus series, and Andy has already done a video.
I've got to plug the headphones back in now. This is not
All
good
right.
podcasting stuff.
No worries.
There we go. I'm back.
Awesome.
There, the aged candy apple red. So it's like it's a different color depending on what light you have it in. When I first unboxed it, it was kind of like orange, and then in my studio it's quite bright, and then now it looks more kind of almost burgundy. But I have to tell you, the hype is real. It's a fine guitar.
Okay.
I've been playing it a lot. It's just really, really good. There are a few issues with it. As I mentioned in my I've just pulled the tone knob off. Just breaking guitars live on the internet. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close for that sort of application.
Right. What do you think are the standout features? Is it like the pickups, the noiseless pickups? Is it the neck?
The neck.
Is it like
It's the neck.
Okay.
It's the general quality of the guitar. It's
These
just
are-
the
they
whole
come from-
the guitar as a whole. It's just a standout guitar.
All right. They come from the Mexican factory, right?
Yeah, and JC is bringing up a point here. He says the one thing that I've seen over and over is people complaining about having to pay $1,000 for a made in Mexican guitar now, as if they just dropped the standard Player series.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is common knowledge, Dan, but some of the Fender Ultra guitars is made in Mexico and then assembled in America.
No way.
CNC'd, I believe, can't confirm, I believe some of the CNC work of the Fender Ultra series is done in Mexico. If anyone knows if I'm right or wrong, please correct me. And Fender, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. If I'm right, then what's everybody complaining about? Also, sorry, just to jump over myself there. Racists. Lots of racists around having problems with Mexico and people from Mexico. I don't understand the problem. Not even having a go at the fact that the guitar's made in Mexico, but having a go at the people that made it.
Mm-hmm.
I
got to tell you,
disgusted. Pretty disgusted.
Yeah, absolutely, there's no room for that at all. And I got to say that I've played a couple made in Mexican guitars that were mighty fine instruments. You know, I think the spread between very good and kind of mediocre guitars is quite wide, as it is with a lot of productions that are not necessarily done in house of the bigger companies, but they're very good. The only question that kind of popped up, like, this is the Player Pro series, so this is the successor of the Player series. Is that right?
Player Plus.
Player Plus series.
It's not a successor. It's just a model above. So the Player series still exists for 500, 600. The Player series, to use Tolman's pricing, is $650, and the Player Plus is $950. So an extra $300.
Is that like warranted? Is that $300 well invested? Or
absolutely. Okay. And some people are saying, "Well, just take a Player series and upgrade the pickups, put locking tuners on it." It's not the same. The quality of the guitar is it's a different guitar. It's not something. It's not they've just taken the body of a Player and stuck some Fender pickups that are noiseless and a different switch and locking tuners. It's a different neck. It's got the neck that feels very, very much like the Ultra from Fender, which is 2000.
Okay, sounds good.
Just,
but the one big elephant in the room for me when I saw this series is that the choice of colors. So I was super lucky to see you kind of going for a more traditional kind of vintage inspired color. But boy,
yes.
Tequila
just going to get ready with my glockenspiel. Carry on.
Yeah, no, all good. Tequila Sunrise, Blue Gradation doesn't do it for me as an opaque kind of color without some flamey or quilled maple underneath it. It just doesn't do it. It looks like Lollipop. Sorry to say.
Well, I'm not a fan of these gradation. I can't even say the word, but the one where the colors fade into the other. I've never seen a guitar that I like that looks like that. So when Fender asked if I'd do a video, I said, yep, but I ain't doing that color because I'll say that I don't like it.
Talking about guitar snubs. No, I'm not doing that color.
No. I mean, the only way I could do that guitar is if I put gaffer tape over either the yellow bit or the red bit. So, it looks like
that would
one
make it
color.
like a semi-noodle signature guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
But
why not?
yeah, genuinely, I don't know. It just confuses me. Like, choose a color. And that goes for all brands that make those, not just Fender. Also like Epiphone, Gibson, and the other one, Ibanez.
You said it. Nice.
Sorry, my finger was hovering. I wanted to press the button.
Yeah.
Adam loves the green to blue grade. Feels like a beach. Yeah. What else we got? Yeah. My Fender Kurt Cobain Jaguar is made in Mexico and it's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And also I've been to Fender and Corona, and people move between the two factories. So some people get, I don't want to say promoted to America, but I do know that there's some kind of program where you can move through the company, and I would say that America is seen as the more expensive guitars and the real Fender.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, anyway, to answer your question, Dan, yes, it's warranted as being that money. Yes, it's a better guitar than the Player, and I really enjoyed the Player, and I took it on holiday with me whilst we were away. I would absolutely take the Player Plus now, because I'm lucky enough to have both.
We were joking about the naming Player Plus. Remember when I was asking? It's like the PS Plus, so it comes with, with 20 songs already pre-installed.
Yeah, mine didn't come with that. It's barely got 2 licks in it.
All right.
Yeah, I have to send that back.
I'm sorry. Maybe they'll send after. Like, there are 18 songs missing.
Actually, Henning, I don't know if this has changed, but Henning got one today, finally. So his video will be out in about a month, he said. And there was no whammy bar in the box. He couldn't find it, which doesn't mean there was no whammy bar in the box. It just means that Henning may not be capable of finding a whammy bar in a box.
Happens. That stuff happens.
Before we go to buy, borrow, or burn, I've got one more product that I'd like to talk about. It's, let's go to here. It is the Ottawa pedal from Carl Martin that I did the demo from today. It's released today. And Dan, this is the most fun pedal I've had that isn't a fuzz, or generally most fun, in as long as I can remember, which could be a week, it could be a year, but that's a really good auto wah, and it's fun to, like, you really interact with the knobs. Okay, when you touch one, you got to touch the other one to compensate. I got some great fun tones out of this thing. I've even been playing it in my spare time. That's how good it is.
No way.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's really good. It's $139.
How much?
$139.
Wow, that's super reasonably priced.
I think so. I think it's not budget pedal territory, but I would now only use this auto wah. I've got a few auto wahs, and that's the one I'd go for these days.
I'm a fan of Carl Martin pedals. Nice. I mean, they never let me down. I'm still like using the compressor on a daily basis, and it's just I really like the redesign too. I got to say that kind of moved the whole lineup into the 21st century with that, and that's pretty cool. You know what would be even cooler if the Carl Martin print, if that would be glow in the dark on the side, right?
Yeah, it's not. You're right, but it does look like it should be. It looks like it.
That imagine how that would like on a pedal. How that would look like on a pedal board. That would stand out immediately. Huh? Maybe you got to call someone. Hello, Mr. Carl Martin.
Hey, Mr. Martin. Stop making guitars and go back to your pedals for a second. It's not the same, Martin. Sorry. Yeah, cracking pedal. Definitely a plug so that other people go and watch my video. But I had a lot of fun, and fun is the name of the game. What if I can?
That's the most important part.
Can I make it glow in the dark? I don't know. Probably not. Probably I'll give it to my son. He'll do it. And everything else. Everything in the house will be glow in the dark after I give it to him. But at least they'll save on electricity.
Did I ever tell you the story about my previous apartment? Wifey would always put plants on the ground because we had a lot of space, especially in the bedroom, and there were plants. And whenever I came into the bedroom, and the light was already out, I would kind of bump into the plants. So I took that glow in the dark gaffer tape and kind of put it around the plants so I could actually see it when I entered the room. And that would look so nice. And it was also a little bit semi-scary, but I never ever bumped again into one of the plants. Because immediately when you switched off the lights, everything would glow. It looked like an ET would land in a second. That was pretty cool. So
that is a good idea.
Little side story. Yeah.
Little plant tips. For those of you who keep plants on the floor, you're welcome.
Also comes very handy during gigs, to kind of let your dumb singer know where he's got to stand, that the lighting is kind of focusing on him.
You just take your plants from home, put them on the stage.
No. You mark the X. The X marks the spots where he's got to stand. So you take that glow in the dark gaffer tape and put it right there and tell him, stand there.
Stand there near that microphone. Well, as the singer, I hate you for that comment, but you're not wrong. Yeah.
Let's leave it like that.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't supposed to be an insult. It could also be a bass player or so.
It's not getting any better.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's buy, borrow, or burn.
Mr. Steele.
Buy, borrow, or burn.
Andy is gone. Hello. What are you doing? We can't hear you.
Things are screwing up for some reason. First one back. So we switched sides, which is freaking me out. I don't know how to change that. There must be a way to change it. Anyway, if you listen to the audio version, you've now got to take your headphones out and put the one in the other ear and the one in the switch your earphones around. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Actually, the podcast is stereo, so you are usually on the left side and I'm on the right side.
Yeah.
Does that mean if I'm mixing the podcast now, I got to do the switch after where do we
switch
stand?
it over,
After
baby.
40 minutes ish.
1 hour and 10 minutes.
Oh shit. 1 hour 10. Okay, let me make a note. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all right, buy, borrow, or burn. It's the little segment of the show where we take the things that we spoke about, such as the new Fender Player Plus series, the Carl Martin pedal, and the Orange Super Crush, and Dan's picks, the Ibanez AZES, and the Petrucci Majesty 8.
That is correct.
Get me. Which one? There's more than 3, of course, but therefore you've got to ignore a few. But which one would you buy, which one would you borrow, and which one would you burn? Dan?
Do you want to guess my picks?
Yeah, I'm going to guess. I think you're going to burn the Fender because you've had enough of it by now. But only for that reason. Only for that reason. I think you would... I think you'd buy the Petrucci. I think you'd borrow the Ottawa.
So I wouldn't buy the Ibanez? Are you sure?
Why would you buy the Ibanez? You've got one right there.
I don't know. To kind of satisfy the occasional need for a new guitar.
Okay. Is that Call Me Al? Did you just play Call Me Al?
No.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that was Call Me Al.
Anyways, no, you're completely wrong. I would burn the Super Crush because I love Orange, but I already got my main amps, which are Mesa Lone Stars and the Triple Crown. So I'm in no need for an amp. I would definitely borrow the Majesty 8 because I'll be intrigued to kind of check out how well it is built and what you can do with 8 strings, but I have no need for 2 additional strings. I can barely play 6 string. And I'll definitely buy the AZES because it's, dead cheap for what you get, and I really like them. So I would hit the stage with these guitars, no doubt about that. My pick.
All right, before we go to you picking my pick, let's see what the people in the chat have said. Okay, so we've got Joshua Tamberg, buy the AZES, borrow the PP, and burn the JP. Okay, that is just the way it goes. You're right. Sarang would buy the AZES, that's 2 now, borrow the Super Crush, burn the Majesty. I'd like to know why you want to burn the Majesty, Sarang, just out of curiosity. Is it because it's an 8-string or because it's just not your bag? We've got Valeria would buy the Ibanez AZES, borrow the Kanawawa, burn the Petrush, just because your fingers can't take it. Okay, we've got a reason there. Then Cranon wants to borrow 2 things. Those are not the rules. Borrow the AZES and the Nashville Player Plus, buy the Ottawa, and burn the Majesty. That's a lot of burning the Majesties so far, except for Adam, who's going to buy the Majesty, right, borrow the Supercross, and burn the AZES. Sorry, Dan.
No need to be sorry.
But you do need to explain yourself. I want to know why. Artie Smudge, buy the AZES. Lots of people buying this guitar today, Dan. Burn the Super Crush. Sorry, Orange. Borrow a PP and forget to return it. Planned forgetting. I like it. David Dillinger is buy the Petrucci. So I must be rich and lucky. Borrow the Fender. Burn the Super Crush. That's the first mention of the Fender so far. Buzzle, to be honest, wouldn't want to buy, borrow, or burn any of those. That's not the game. The game is to choose. Magenta Bridges would buy the Majesty, borrow the AZES, and burn the Orange. Burnt Orange, nice. Robert would... There's a lot of people playing tonight, cool. Robert would buy the AZ, borrow the Orange, burn JP by trading it in for something with 6 or 7 strings.
Smart. That was smart.
Clever chap. Sarang says that the JP is just too much.
Burning me.
Oh, Adam Hotpole would burn the AZES because they're affordable and he could buy another one. Clever. Does the AZES include a hoodie? Asking for a friend.
Nope.
Valeria, I have a question for you, Valeria. Why didn't you tell us that you were coming to the EU? Because then it could have been arranged. You know, I'm sure Dan would have flown up there personally to
I would have
throw the sweater at you and then run away into the woods. I don't know. In my head, you were Bigfoot then. So you were a Sasquatch in that story, in my mind.
Yeah.
You could let it look back that he does.
I would have hand delivered the hoodie for sure. I mean, actually, that would have been like half the price of what the shipping estimate was. So,
King Copycat would buy the AZES, borrow the Fender, and won't burn anything because he or she is not into arson. That's fair, but it's just a game. Don't worry, we're not actually setting matches alight. But it's a fair point. Okay. Studio Humil is making deals. Dan, choose for me, my friend. What would I buy? What would I borrow? What would I burn?
You would definitely buy the Ottawa. You would borrow the... that's tough. You would burn the Petrucci because that's not for you. And you would borrow the Super Crush because you already have the AZES right behind you. How's that?
If we're being picky, it's to the side of me. Just, But yeah. Sorry for being that guy. Yeah. We've missed out the Fender. So actually...
Oh, sorry.
Now
that was unintentional. Huh.
How did you forget the Fender existed? You need some more marketing is what you need. You need a little bit more marketing just every day so that it gets burned into your psyche. I'd have to put the Fender in there somewhere, Dan. I'd happily burn one of those.
Literally, sorry to interrupt you, but there's literally no space on the internet left for more marketing for the Fender guitars. There's literally no space left. They've taken every single spot that's available, and that's cool to see, But okay, go on. I'm stopping.
Okay, touched a nerve there, everybody. Hey, what happened to the hemp drink? What happened to your weed drink?
It's empty. It was good. It felt a little bit like Mate Coke.
Right.
It was good, yeah.
Apparently, I missed out Michiel again. So there we go. Michiel would buy the AZES, borrow the PP, burn the JP. No, I said that. I definitely said that because I remember saying PP and JP. People pleaser.
You
PP.
said PP.
I did say PP. I said doo-doo earlier. No, the Fender's got to be in there somewhere.
Michiel wrote he's a people pleaser. Let me just like make a little bit of a like let's digress for a second.
Go on then.
Michiel,
let's go off topic for a moment.
Michiel did a hell of a job during 43 Gear Street as one of the co-organizers of the event. Like he was hilarious as hell, but he was spot on and dead serious when it came to like the actual work. So thanks a lot, Michiel. Great job. And I would print out the chat, that WhatsApp group for all the YouTubers. That's high class comedy. I loved it.
Yeah, it is. To never be seen by eyes outside of that group. Yeah, and certainly not the pictures of all the dodgy dealings. But yeah, 42 Gear Street was amazing, and yeah, without Michiel and some of the other people, it wouldn't have happened. So yeah, from the heart of my bottom, thank you. So yeah, back to the buy, borrow, or burn. I have to put the Fender in there somewhere. The AZES has to be in there. The Ottawa has to be in there. I have to disqualify myself from our game because I can't play. First time ever. I cannot play it.
You can't. You got to decide. Come on.
All right.
I mean, you can leave out. You can leave out stuff. You don't have to burn. Like you only have to burn one thing. You only have to borrow one thing, and you only have to buy one thing. So that makes 3 out of 5 picks.
Okay. Then I would. I can't do it because I have to have the Ottawa, and technically I don't have to have the Fender. To be fair, but then on the same reckoning, I don't have to have the AZES either.
There you go.
But I definitely don't need the JP because that's just ridiculous. But as a guitar collection, I don't have an 8-string, so that actually has more space. You know what I mean? See where I'm getting at? Yeah. I already have a very nice Strat. I have an AZ. I don't need the Orange Super Crush. I'd borrow the Orange Super Crush. There we go. I'd borrow the Orange Super Crush. That's a definite. I'd definitely burn the JE. No. I'd burn the JP because I'd get it and then I'd buy it and think, why did you buy this for? Then it would sit in the corner just like that old banjo did. I bought a banjo once. Never learned how to play it.
It feels like a therapy session.
Can I lie down?
So Andy's on the couch. Andy, if you go back in time and remember that point where you bought the banjo, how did you feel?
I felt like I was going to be the next Mumford & Sons. And then I realized that Mumford & Sons already weren't cool by the time I bought the banjo.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel annoyed.
Did you feel pressure from your peers to purchase the banjo?
No, I didn't have any peers. It was purely my own decision.
Did you have any kind of issues when you were a teenager or a kid that were banjo related? Any incidents?
No, but a friend did, but I'm not going to go into that. I'll tell you off camera. Just if you know no, I'm not going to go there. But if you're British and if I talk about banjo strings, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Dan, I'll fill you in later. Lots of blood.
All right, we were 2 already. So
okay, I can buy the AZES or the Fender Mexico.
No, we had the Ottawa.
Oh, the
Super
Ottawa.
Crush.
Oh, goodness. No, screw it. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to buy the Ottawa, I'm going to borrow the Super Crush, and I'm going to burn the JP and ignore the Ibanez and the Fender just because.
No bridges burned. Nice.
Just going to write an email to Fender quickly. Dear Mr. Fender.
All right.
Yeah.
So guys,
that was a lot of fun.
Participating. That was
fun.
quite controversial, right? It was an interesting week.
That was an interesting week. Yeah, that was genuinely hard for me.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah, thank you. Jason Carter knows what I'm on about. Yeah, so I mean that's all we have to say today, isn't it? Apart from, thanks for watching. I'm not saying we're leaving. I'm just saying anything but beyond this is pointless.
Yeah.
Up until this point, everything was necessary.
Yeah. So, actually, we could probably kind of touch base on what our plans were for season 3. Kind of throw in a couple ideas, back and forth. Maybe
Absolutely.
get some reactions
And I'd love to talk to
too.
the people in the chat, Dan. Sorry to talk over you, but one of the things we wanted to do for season 3, or we spoke about doing, and I really, really want to do this, is bring back guests that we had on season 1, and maybe even from season 2, because we've spoken to some amazing people so far, and it feels like we make new friends, and then we never speak to them again, because we're like, okay, someone new! So I want to ask the people in the chat who has been on the show, and if you don't know, then you can look through the playlist on the YouTube channel for at least some of it, or on the iPhone, the podcast episode thing. And who do you want us to bring back? Because there's got to be some fan favorites, and I know how hard it is to remember because, as I said, I can't even remember which button does what right now of the controlling the podcast thing. There are 2 people that come to mind straight away, only because, there's no 3, 4, 5. Okay. Top of my list has to be. I feel bad if can I say someone? It's got to be Angel.
Angel Vivaldi. Okay.
It's got to be Vivaldi, just because I was on edge the entire. I mean, firstly, he's a very good-looking man, and it's nice to have some, some eye candy on the show. That's good, just to please everybody. But I just love how I think he was quite reserved, even though he was quite insane, and I don't know. I'd like to have him back.
Yeah, agreed. If I was to pick one guest, I think it would be Yvette Young. Because
I almost said Yvette.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the most fun but also most touching episodes, because we kind of went nuts but also went deep to, how she was feeling and, her whole development as an artist. And actually, it was also one of the most successful episodes. We called that Fuzz Fantasies, which is quite a clickbaity title. And yeah, I would love to have her on the podcast, and I think chances are pretty good that she'll be a guest again. So yeah, excited for that.
Don't say that,
Angel.
Don't say that, because Sarang will just pick up on what you've just said and do something with it.
What did I just said? Yvette, yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what you said. I wasn't there.
All right. Oh, with Jen and Nita together.
That would be hard to arrange, but not impossible.
Huh.
I'd quite like to have Pooh Ninja on the show, but we're talking about guests bringing back guests, not new guests. So we had Jen. Of course, I'd love to have Jen back. I'd love to have Alan back as well. Yeah. Yes, SSG. We had Yvette, and it was wonderful. She was great. Bill's asking for Rob Chapman. That we could make that happen for sure.
I'd love
but
that.
we're looking for bringing back guests. I do know that Mikey Demas from Skindred, they have a new album planned soon, so I'm sure he'll be wanting to come on and try and sell that to some of you lovely people.
cool. Actually, just for the guys in the chat and everyone who's listening to that podcast later on, there's an episode on, I think is on Rob Chapman's channel where he's interviewing you, Andy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and that's a super interesting episode. It gives you so much more background information who Rob Chapman really is. It gives you a lot of kind of touching moments, a lot of deep thoughts, and I think I've listened to this episode like twice or 3 times already, and always like kind of gives me chills at some points in a very positive and emotional way. So highly recommended to check that episode out. Very good vibe going on, and you get a better understanding of who Rob Chapman really is. Highly recommended. Yeah. So Chappers, Angel Vivaldi,
Chappers.
Yvette,
Yeah.
Jen / Ellen / Nita-ish kind of thing. Nita is kind of hard to get because she's just started touring again, and I think it's similar with Jen because so Nita's
True,
touring.
they had a number one album, and now she doesn't want to talk to us anymore. Honestly, there is not one guest that I wouldn't have on. I'm just looking through the back episodes, and I feel embarrassed that I didn't mention other people. It's so tough. I mean, I'd love to have Nicole Milik on again to do some live music, or just to talk to her, but also some live music. Yeah, it's.
Oh, you know what? I would love to have Manuel on the show. Manuel Gardner Fernandez. Unprocessed Manuel, the one with the colibri picking hand.
Oh yeah. I don't want him on the show. No, definitely not. Too much talent.
He's incredibly funny guy, and an incredible musician too. That will be cool as well. Who else? I think Emily Wolf. I'm lately, kind of really appreciating Emily Wolf.
Yeah, definitely Emily Wolf. I don't have any connection.
Cool.
Do I? Yes, I do. I have a potential connection that I can fix there. Just drop some names down there. Yeah, we'll get some old guests on and some new guests. And if anybody is connected to any people, or if they'd like to be on the show, if you're listening thinking, I'd quite like to hang out with those guys and talk about whatever we talk about, then let us know. Sorry, I'm just reading questions. People want Captain Lee from Andertons. I'd love to speak to Lee. He and I are in contact. And Lee, if you're listening, hello. Hope you had a nice holiday.
Michiel is suggesting to have Kefir Ochayon on the channel. Kefir would be a great guest too.
Yes. Last time I asked Kefir about being on the show, he said that he just plays a guitar and he doesn't talk, which I now know is not true. So yeah, I'd quite like. Yeah. Also, that Paul Davids chap, he's really nice. I'd like people to see the naughty Paul Davids that we met at Gear Street. Naughty Paul Davids.
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name 3 times in case he appears. I feel that might be something.
Robert Masterswitch was asking, does Andy ever wear that flesh sweater from 42 Gear Street 1?
Well, Michiel has your answer there. I wasn't at 42 Gear Street 1, so no, I don't. But if you mean the flesh sweater from the Les Paul comparison video, no, I gave it back to Henning. I did wear a shirt like that, I remember. Anita's asking for Richie Sambora.
Richie Sambora? Oh boy. I think that's very unlikely.
Come on, Dan. Don't say it, Dan. Don't say we're not worthy. Come on. We can make it happen.
No. It's just like there's no connection at all. I mean, he's so like unrelated to all those brands. He's doing his own thing and everything. It's kind of hard, but never say never. But follow-up question: Are you wearing the swim pants from 42 Gear Street 3?
Now?
No.
Or do you mean generally? I'm not even sure I brought them. I'm not even sure I brought them with me.
I wonder what happened with those. Did Henning sell them for good cause?
I'm pretty sure they were framed and getting ready for eBay.
Yeah, but, like a charity auction.
Yeah.
Andy Ferris worn pants.
Also, I did actually end up sharing Oh, that sounds wrong. Hang on a minute, let me rephrase that. I lost my swimming shorts at one point and had to go in for a photo, so I put on Nico Huber, the son from Nick Huber's swim shorts. So he and I are short cousins.
Buddies.
Short buddies.
Nice.
Sarang's asking on the update of the Rev Melon, the watermelon. I spoke to Henning about a week ago about this, and he's going to put it up for sale again. He won't let it go for a silly price. So no one has currently bought it. It will get put up on Reverb, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll work on getting some new guests. As I said, I may be in England next week, so hopefully I can still make the show work. I really, really, really hope so. But that's as unpredictable as every other show we do.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what you're going to get. You might get one of us. You might get both. You might get nothing at all. But yeah, I'm going to really try and make it happen. If I'm not in England, the show will happen if Dan will still have me. And if I am in England, my parents have just got really fast internet. So there's a chance the show might be better there than it is here.
Which actually would be sad, but still, we take what we get.
Yeah. Don't forget, it's free, everybody. Apart from the people that did the super chat, thanks for that.
Yep. Oh, merch question. Have you ever
GSP
thought
merch.
about merch?
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it, and if you want to hear a little bit behind the scenes, we always agreed that we would never do merch until people started asking for it. That was the rule. And technically, that's just happened.
Yeah.
No, it's happened a few times. The issue I have with merch is, I don't know, it feels weird. I'm up for it. I've got Guitar Geek merch. What would we have? What would Guitar Stories podcast merch be? Let us know.
Boom. Yeah. Leave a couple of suggestions here, and then we can make up our minds if that's feasible, if it makes sense.
I mean,
also,
there's
what
the
would you
classic
like to see?
logo,
Would you like to have...
but it also feels a bit lazy,
Yeah.
just to do a logo. I think you deserve more than that. We should have a buy, borrow, or burn. I think that would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're my pick of the week.
Oh boy, you just won my heart with that. That's amazing. The logo, and then on the other side, you're my pick of the week, and then the two photos of us. That would be
I don't know
amazing.
where it comes from, Dan. I don't know where it comes from. It's just some genius.
It comes from the heart of your button.
Valeria.
We can't hear you. That's nice.
The t-shirt with "We Can't Hear You" on. Potato quality, Dan.
Oh boy.
Afro wigs. Jason Carter wants Afro wigs. That could be happen. A Guitar Geek hair pick. I do actually use an Afro pick, just in case anyone's wondering. You need a pixelated Dan. Exactly.
You know what? There's those marks when you fill in something that's hot, it kind of changes. So you could have some sort of pixelated, and once you fill in hot coffee, it kind of gets crisp. That would be sweet.
I really thought you were going to say naked, but I'm glad you didn't.
Well,
Buff
I said
Dan.
crisp, right?
Crisp.
I said crisp.
I think we should do "You're My Pick of the Week" merch for sure.
I love that.
That's good. That's something that shouldn't be forgotten, but will be. I like the idea of having pixelated Dan. I think that's fantastic. "We Can't Hear You" is also good. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Oh, Sarang, actual pics with pick of the week graphics. That's good. That's super good.
Yeah. Are there any Guitar Geek picks? Are you offering Guitar Geek merch?
Nope.
No.
I do t-shirts, and I don't really push them very much. But go to search for Teespring and the Guitar Geek, and you'll find me. And I don't do picks because I play with a real pick. I play with the flow picks, and when someone gives me one of their marketing picks, I'm like, thanks. That's never going to get used and probably end up in landfill.
Now that there are a couple companies that do some pretty decent picks that are kind of custom printed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, now that changes things. But
Yeah,
it would
like
have to be
good
that
picks
pick.
with
It would have to be
Jess.
my pick. Otherwise,
Nah, it's more like Jess 3 because the flow picks, they are kind of stupidly expensive when it comes to custom
yeah, but
printing
flow
them.
picks, they've got this raised edge, and that could be my hair, Not actually my hair, but a representation of my hair. Guitar Geek bobblehead. Oh, I like that. Bobbly, bobbly, bobbly. Yeah, I've got quite an interesting head, so...
Yeah, I also love the buy, borrow, burn idea because that's kind of like a signature thing for the show.
Yeah, buy, borrow, burn. Pick of the week. I'm definitely gonna... We should do You're My Pick of the Week for Valentine's episodes. So it's a limited edition next year, February 14th-ish. Yeah, we'll do that.
That sounds like a cool idea. Well, we've got some time until next week to kind of make up our minds, and then maybe we can do some voting to kind of, we shouldn't start with too much from the very beginning. Maybe just offer one.
How would
or two
people
things
vote then? Would they contact us on social media somehow?
Yeah, they could probably just check out Instagram, the Guitar Stories podcast, or check out your channel, the Guitar Geek, which they are currently, listening to. Duh.
This is it. Unless you're in audio land, of course, where you're probably in your car or your
Are we
kitchen.
streaming to Facebook too? Sorry.
We are currently streaming to Facebook as well.
All right.
And Twitch. Hello, Twitch people. But there's an indicator on screen that says 42, and that's just the number of people that are watching on YouTube. The number outside of YouTube is a couple of thousand. We don't know. Definitely, how many thousand.
Especially on Twitch, where we are so big.
Look at Fred Wolf's suggestion. Make your own buy, borrow, burn kit with a wallet, an IOU letter, and a box of matches. That's genius. That's genius. That needs to be brainstormed. Discord. We also have a Discord, or the Guitar Geek Discord. You can contact us in there. Yeah, so as you can see and hear and feel, we are wrapping it up because there's a cup of herbal tea waiting for me upstairs at about 10 o'clock. So,
You're so British. By the way, throw us a couple thumbs up. We're currently at 8 thumbs up, and we have like 40 people watching that. Come on.
What?
I want to see at least like 25 thumbs up. Come on, guys. It's like one click. Showing us some appreciation is just one click away.
We worked hard to prepare the show for you tonight. We were very prepared. And yes, and words like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get me a hemp cola for next week.
I'll ship it with the sweater for Valeria.
Ouch! Oh, I got a hoodie that says "This is not Valeria's hoodie." Or I got my hoodie, Valeria didn't. Where's yours, Valeria? Sorry, Valeria. Sorry, it's meant with love. It's meant with love. It's just funny. Yeah, Dan, I've had a marvelous time regrouping, and sorry that I wasn't, fully prepared, really. But yeah, if anyone's making notes of this merch stuff, by the way, please let us know on Discord or something. Valeria would buy that hoodie. Yeah, good. Okay, there's one sold. Yeah, so it's been brilliant. Dan is now going to ask you to leave us stars as a review.
Yeah, if you want to do us a favor, there is actually Guitar Stores Podcast on iTunes. And in order to increase visibility on iTunes and, let other people find our beautiful show, just leave us a 5-star rating and some nice comments on iTunes. And you don't only have to do that on your device. You can also, just grab the device from your parents, grab your boyfriend's or girlfriend's smartphone, and, just leave us a 5-star rating there and a couple nice words. That would be much appreciated, my friends.
And as a little plug, Hot Pole Studios has a premiere now. So if you finish with us, you can pop over to his channel and see his premiere, which is probably an 8-hour video of speaker cones, like his last one. No, it's probably really good. Adam's awesome.
Well marketed. Yeah.
All right. Great to be back. We'll be back next week somehow, unless things really don't work in the Forest of Dean. But we'll do something. I might be audio only next week.
Well,
we'll have to get like a little doll of me and stick it as a picture.
That would be a nice plan B. And you do the subbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's Grandma Shark. I'm doing Grandma Shark. Okay. I gotta go. There's a cup of tea waiting for me. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you next week. Bye.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. I bought something at a guitar auction. We'll talk about it next week. Bye.
Cheers.
Guitar Stories Podcast, your #1 show for